Good afternoon. Today's quick tip is going to be on making some fancy squares. I recently did this demonstration using the lovely lava paper, but it has sold out, so I'm going to do it again using the Golden Harvest tone-on-tone papers because I really love the shades on this one. You've got the checks on the one side and the lovely marbly mosaic-y patterns on the back side. So with this technique, basically what we're going to be doing is taking some 2 3/4 inch squares and expanding them on a border. This is a 3 by 12 inch border, expanding them out to create a nice little frame. So if you can see here, here's my standard 2 3/4 inch square, and by expanding it out 1/8 of an inch every time I make a little slit, it stretches it out. So in order to do this, you start by taking 4 sheets of paper and cutting them down to the 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 inch size to make a square. And from that, we are going to cut them in half in both directions, but not on a straight line. So we'll take our trimmer and I'm going to slide it in. The first one I'm going to cut here, make sure they're stacked nicely, as I'm basically just going to go across this half here. Now once you cut them, always remember where your upper and lower corners are, and we'll just place them on our mat so we can work with them again. So I'm going to cut this one in half, going through all 4 pieces. I'm going to give you some nice firm pressure so they do not wiggle or slide on me. And this is the first 2 up here. And the last 2, there's my bottom corner. I'm just going to rotate this one again, putting them all together, and I'm going to make my second cut through this one. Gonna go at this angle this time. Every time you do it, the angles are going to change a little bit, what makes them all look very unique. So these are my bottom 2 corners. I'm just going to place these back. Let's slide this one out of the way for now. And I'm going to place them up here so you guys can see them. So there's that corner. There's this corner. So now I'm going to go again with this half, and I'm going to cut these ones again. This time I think I'm going to go at a down angle. Bring my trimmer in. I'm going to go down this way this time. All of them stacked nicely together. Going to go down and cut my last 4 pieces. So there's number 1 and number 2. So these are the angles I'm going with this time. There's the lower one and there's the upper one. I kind of like it. Now what I want to do is I want to put them on this 3 inch by 12 inch border. And when you're working, think about your 3 inch panels here, and we're going to be working in 4 different sections. So the first time I'm going to do is I'm going to take these upper ones, upper corner, and I'm going to place them across my panels. So I'm going to go in about 1/8 of an inch here. Let's start up here. About 1 of each inch here. I've got my 3 inch space. I'm going to my next 3 inch space, and then my next 3 inch space, and my last 3 inch space. By doing this, you are going to get a nice variety of shapes, and it's going to help with your spacing as you move it onto your mat. Now I don't want to have orange again here, so I'm going to rotate it. This time I think I'm going to go over orange and yellow. Let's do yellow and red. And then green and red. So we will make the green over here on this side. There we go. On to the lower corner here. I have orange in this one. I have orange in this one. So let's slide the orange over here. This time I'm going to put it this way. I've got yellow in those 2, so I'm going to put my yellow here. I've got red in those 2, so my red has to go here. And then I guess this one needs to be the green. There we go. And then onto my last bit down here in the corner. This one's the easiest one to place because there's only one spot left that doesn't have your color. There's my orange. There's my yellow. There is my red. And this will be my green. There you go. Now, if you don't like the fact that I have 2 oranges and 2 greens right here together, or 2 reds, this is when you can swap them around a little bit and move the full panels. So I am actually going to put you first. So these 4 are going to go on this side. Three and 4, and then I don't mind the yellow. Oh, I think I want a red on top. Might go with the green, and then the red. The yellow and the orange. This way, I kind of like this arrangement better already. I don't want 2 reds together, so we're going to put the orange here. Oh, I got 2 yellows together though. Orange, green, red, and yellow. And this puts the red at the top, orange at the bottom, the yellow here, and the green here. Okay, I like this arrangement a little bit better. And so once I have all my pieces selected, it's time to move them down onto my 3-inch border. Now, what I want to do is make sure these placements here, I'm going to follow my 3-inch patterns coming down, and this will help me from to prevent reshifting them too many times and placing them on and off again. So I want to place the lower one, the upper one, and then I'm going to get my spacing all the way across the bottom, because if I do it all 4 pieces and then I find out my spacing is off, I have to remove more pieces than I want. So basically I'm going to start here on the bottom, just add a bit of adhesive on that one. I am using the repositional tape, and I'm going to go about 1/8 of an inch from the bottom and 1/8 of an inch from the side, and I'm going to double check that my upper one is going to be nicely centered. So yes, that is going to go in place there. So I will work my way across the bottom, and I know I want to kind of finish about my 3-inch mark here. So this spacing is going to go kind of like so, right? And again, on to the next bit here. Give it a little bit of a spacing, so I'm working in between this 3-inch panel for these next 2 pieces. Here, and if I go here, that will sit nicely there. On to the next 2. In between that panel and my 3-inch line there. 1, 2, 3. Looking fairly nice. And now for the last one. Go into super adhesive mode, put the upper ones on. I'll show you my completed squares. Oh my, that looks pretty. All done. If you want a second border on a second page, cut another 4.